Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the penultimate round of the inaugural #Track Addict SBR Super DTM Championship. I am your commentator, as always, Sean, giving to you live action in this championship. Well, the championship cannot be any closer to this, and it is literally anyone's guess for who's going to be walking away as the championship leader as we will head to the finale, the big massive race at Mount Panorama next week. And we've just seen there, I think that was Edwards just pulling into the pit lane. But anyways, as we will go, I will explain about the championship points as we head in towards Suzuka. So Sean Cool, with that win in the second race, has gotten back into the championship lead. He's on 124 points, and he is 1 point ahead of Playboy's Ben Milden on 123. Then there's a little bit of a gap away from Rob Adams, who's been the standout performer in the Zent team. He is on 100 points, and he is also 1 point ahead of the winner of the Nürburgring Race 2 of Adam Piper, and the second of the Playboy Lexus drivers. Then Lewis Edwards, who won the first race at the Red Bull Ring last week, he's on 94 points. And Callum Cripps, as you see now, he is currently the fastest man on in practice at the moment, was definitely the big loser after all those incidents created at he gets into the back of Lewis Edwards as he was uncoasted there, not Callum's fault there, but he's one of the big losers out of all that, down to 6th place in the championship. He was 3rd before Austria. He's now 6th in the championship with 93 points. Then he has a 14-point lead over Liam McEwen, who won the second race at Barcelona. I think he's actually in the pit lane. I don't see his gamer tag showing in the top 8, so he sits on 79 points. Coleman Corkery been a great replacement for the D2 drivers there. He sits on 69 points. We saw how good he was in the 90-minute Spa race we saw on Monday. Rob Schauler in the second of the Calsonic Nissans. He sits there on 52 points. And then we've got ourselves a three-way tie as Callum Cripps gets it all wrong at the 130R. Absolutely massively wrong. Look at that. That's a big off. Anyways, we've got a three-way tie with Paris Sifakis, Brian Ross and Luke Clifford all on 29 points. Alex Austin, who's actually been looking rather quick here, and he's actually quicker than his teammate Rob Adams. So Alex Austin definitely looking quick around here. Like I said, he is quicker than his other teammate Rob, who's been really carrying the team for Zent. But he sits there on 26 points. John Riley, the third of the Playboy Lexus drivers, on 22, and Mark Thompson in to replace Philip Potter, who we will see on Friday for the start of the Touring Car Championship, and he sits on 20 points. For the Constructors Championship, Playboy still lead on 224. They've got a 22-point advantage over Pennzoil. Panasonic sit 3rd on 196, D2 on 191, and Zent on 155. The qualifying order will be in reverse order from the manufacturer points, so Zent will go first, followed by D2, Panasonic, Pennzoil, and then Playboy, the last of the runners. Qualifying will get underway in about 5 minutes. Anyway, as we said, round 4 at Suzuka. The first race, the feature race, will be 22 laps long, and the second race will be 11 laps, but it will be a reverse grid race. Let's actually have a look then at Alex Austin, because like I said, he has been quite quick here tonight. 7 people watching, only 2 likes. Come on, let's get this likes up, and people, and hopefully you will enjoy the show as it has been. Actually, this has been a fantastic championship. This is, well, before this will be the 7th round of the championship, and we've had 6 different winners in 6 races. So yeah, let's see if we can keep that trend up here tonight. If we would leave here with 8 winners in 8 races, or will there be a first 2-time winner? Ben puts the signal out there with 5 minutes to go. So anyways, for those who were just new watching this championship, we have 2 races. The first one is a feature race. The second race will be a sprint race, but reverse grid order. Qualifying will be happening in 5 minutes time. It is just a one-shot qualifying. Wish Rob a happy 51st birthday. Is it Rob Adams' birthday, is it? It must be. Oh, well then, here we go. Birthday boy. Rob, is he really 51? Deary me. Anyways, one-shot qualifying. Cars go out in teams. Once the last team car crosses the line, the next team cars leaves the pits. Just noticed that there's been a chat there, and it's Chris Clements there saying, even though, how's baby duty? Oh, and Alex has gone head on into the Castillo Triangle. Oh, I just noticed that he's on mediums, which is a no-no. Yeah, so the cars also must space out, so they don't. Kobayashi, call me Kobayashi. Callum Cripps saying, Crispy Kobayashi. There you go. Cars must space out and not slipstream, so they don't gain any advantage whatsoever. And also, what tyres they start on qualifying, that is also the tyres that will start in the race. The tyre wear is at times 6 for the race, and the fuel will be at times 4, and hard tyres must be used for a quarter distance in both the feature and the sprint races. So Suzuka 22 laps is the feature race. We're talking about roughly about 5 laps, and the feature, the sprint race, sorry, which will probably be about a minimum of 2 laps, maybe 3, not too sure. SBR's next race doing well. Mind you, will be out for a few more years before he's out on track. Well, yeah, there you go. I mean, I know you got baby duties now, Chris. So, anyways, we're missing you out on the track here, missing you out on all the fun, and just hopefully you will enjoy watching the show whilst also probably changing your baby's nappy. So yeah, we've got 3 races to go. These 2 rounds and the final round at Bathurst, which is going to be just a 1 race, 32 laps long, and it will also be double points. So, you know, everything is to play for, and championship points is paramount now, as I've already told you. Only 1 point separates Sean Cool to Ben Milden, and you know, and both of these drivers can ill afford a poor finish here tonight, because it will allow Rob Adams and Adam Piper, and then the championship will be thrown wide back open for the finale at Bathurst. 2 minutes to go until the end of qualifying, to the start of qualifying. We've got 10 people watching, but still only 2 likes. We want to get these likes going up, people. Sean Cool gets it all wrong at Spoon Curve. Not that Sean, I mean, that's obviously fine because that's in practice. If that was the race, that would have been absolutely disastrous there for Sean. Speaking to Ben, Ben doesn't feel too confident around here. He says his car drives somewhat differently around here, so he's not genuinely looking forward to this track. So this is not what you want to do. You don't want to be dropping points here, especially when it's the penultimate round of this championship. And Sean has just pulled into the pits now. So we've got 1 minute to go until the end of practice, and we will get qualifying underway, which the Zent boys of Rob Adams, Brian Ross and Alex Austin will all head out. Here's a look then at Luke Clifford, who's actually been quite fast around here. Clifford in the Nissan Pennzoil team. Other teammates then. Why are people going away? Like, what's that all about? Anyway, let's have a look then at Paris Fracas. I can't mind if Paris is actually going to be competing in the M3 Touring Car Classics for Season 2. So, wishing Paris all the best in that. Hopefully he will get himself promoted into the McGann Cup. As Ben has just started the qualifying, so we will go and get qualifying underway. Lovely slide there from Paris. So then, let's go then. The Zent boys of Adams, Austin and Ross will head out onto the track. And here we go. First one out is Rob, sitting 3rd in the championship on 100 points. He's been leading a few races, actually, in honesty, has Rob, but I think sometimes his strategy has let himself down a little bit. Probably the wrong timing of changing to the hard tyres or what have you. You know, his strategy has been somewhat different. If he could actually done it a lot more perfect, then he could have had a couple of wins to his name, in fairness, Rob. He has been there or thereabouts for a win. He just hasn't had the job done. So, anyway, Birthday Boy coming in towards the Degna complex. That's Degna 1, Degna 2. He'll be a lot more quicker through Degna 1. That is real pedal to the metal there, full aggressive attack. Closely followed then is Alex Austin, who, like I said, has been looking quite quick in practice. He was just about over a tenth quicker than Rob. And then you got Brian Ross, who competed in the 90-minute endurance race at Spa on Monday. Did pretty reasonably well in that. I think he finished 4th place overall in when he was driving the Chevrolet Corvette. As he just goes towards the spoon curve for the first time, and then up over the hill goes the birthday boy Rob Adams. And now into again another dangerous corner. It's like Blanchimont, but a little bit sharper. The 130R, that's where Alan McNish had his massive accident in qualifying in 2002 when he was in Formula 1 driving the Toyota. Now into the Casillo Triangle he goes. Let's actually ride on board with the birthday boy for a lap around Suzuka. So this is a proper momentum sort of racetrack. You've got to nail these fast corners, otherwise it will hamper your lap time. So going in towards the first corner here, absolutely fully committed there, down into 4th gear, 2nd gear now for turn 2. And now we're going in towards the State Complex. Then you go left, ease off the throttle, down into 3rd gear, up the brow of the hill, stayed in 3rd gear, again lift off the throttle, now in towards Ganku. Up there, now up the tricky Dunlop corner, 4th gear he takes it, hard on the throttle, and then this is also another one of the tricky corners, this the Degna one. Let's see how quick he'll take this. Going in towards Degna 1. Absolutely fully committed now. Degna 2 down to 2nd gear, 72 miles an hour he was under the bridge. They go now again, a short straightaway turn right, brake in the middle of that, and then into the hairpin 1st gear, 50. Oh, it's going to take about 40 miles an hour. Back on the power now towards the 200R, flat out through here, little uphill, then you go slightly downhill and then back uphill for the double left-hander that we're approaching right now. The spoon curve, brake at the 50-meter board, down into 3rd gear. Do not hit the Astro. The car will spin around, is what we saw from Sean Cool did in practice. Now downhill we go on this figure-of-8 track, on towards the backstretch, underneath the Panasonic bridge, underneath the Dunlop bridge, over the brow of the hill, stay over to the right-hand side of the track for the 130R. Let's see how he takes it. Absolutely flat out through there. Again, do not hit the AstroTurf there. Brake just before the 100-meter board in towards the Yokohama Bridge. No, that's the Casillo Triangle, the chicane, and then turn right, and then drivers will hug the inside line, as you see there from Brian Ross, and he will go 148.750. And Alex Austin goes 149.525, so he was 8 tenths slower. Now let's see what Brian Ross can do as he's heading towards the Casillo Triangle. That was also where Dejiro Kato had his fatal accident in the MotoGP race. I believe it was in 2000 or 2001. So here comes Brian Ross, and he will complete a time of 2:05, so he's probably going to be starting last. Now I just noticed that the D2 boys are out on track, and there is Callum Cripps. 6th in the championship, big loser after what happened at the A1 ring. And you got Parisi Fracas and Coleman Corkery. So let's see what Cripps can do. The winner of the endurance race on Monday, hopefully feeling a bit more confident after that, as he goes in towards the S curves. That's the Calsonic team. They're being told to go. So the time to beat then is a 148.750. A little bit surprised there to see Alex Austin going like nearly 8 tenths slower, because he's been looking quite quick in practice, and hopefully he will we'll see a lot more of Alex in the race now. Into the Degna chicane. That was lovely through there from Callum, and then Degna 2 nice and tight, lovely apex there, and you can see he's almost 2 tenths up on Rob's time. Let's see what about Paris. What can he do? Nah, we couldn't see it there, unfortunately. But anyway, past the hairpin goes Callum. And here comes Coleman. He's just entering the hairpin. Through the 200R we go with Callum Cripps, and now in towards the spoon curve. Keeping it lovely, hitting those apex absolutely beautifully here. Absolutely smooth lap this is from Callum. Callum wants to have 2 great races, and he's just a 10th up, so he's lost a 10th on Rob. Hopefully it's not going to affect him here. Go towards the Casio Triangle for his last qualifying run. Looks lovely through there too. We could have ourselves a new pole sitter here. Oh, has Rob got it? Oh, he goes 10th quicker, 148.652. What can Paris do? He will go 3rd, 149.261. What about Coleman? Oh no. Coleman goes 149.558. That will put him in 5th. Only just 33 thousandths slower than Alex Austin. Now then, let's have a look. Sean Cool, the championship points leader. Hasn't been looking quick in practice. And we did see him make a little mistake at the spoon curve. Hopefully that's not going to affect him or hurt him. Also, there is Rob Schauler replacing Chris Clements. And we've got Mark Thompson back here yet again, replacing Philip Potter. Again, Mark Thompson, I think he's going to be competing in the Touring Car Classic. So like with him with Paris, all the best to him. Hopefully we'll get to see him in the Touring Cars very soon, as the Pennzoil boys have been told to go. Luke Clifford heading out first, then Liam McEwen, and then Lewis Edwards. But all eyes are on the championship leader, Sean Cool, as he's going towards Degners, passing Dunlop. And he didn't shortcut through Degner 1. We have seen a few drivers shortcut Degner 1. Is that going to affect Sean Cool maybe? Oh, I'm not too sure. The time hasn't came up then. Like I said, this is massive for both Sean and for Ben, because they cannot afford bad finishes here. Because if they do have bad finishes, it's going to allow Rob and Adam Piper to close back up, and the championship is going to be wide open as we will head for the finale at Mount Panorama. Sean not looking too confident through the spoon curve after he had that moment there. You see him completely hugging the curve, going down into second gear. We did see drivers going 3rd in the second part of the spoon curve. Hopefully that's not going to affect Sean as he goes towards the 130R and then into the chicane. Let's see then, what lap time is Sean Cool going to do? It's a 148.652. It's the time to beat. Only he knows if he's going to be quicker or slow, but it's going to be very close, and he goes 3rd, 148.956 for the championship points leader. Here comes Schauler. He's coming across the line in a time of 150.079. That puts him in 7th place. And now let's see what Mark Thompson can do. Takes a wide entrance in the last corner. He doesn't hug the inside like the drivers have done, and he goes 9th, 153.368. As we now look at the Pennzoil boys. This is Liam McEwen, like I says, the winner from the second race at Barcelona back in the season opener that we had about over 3 weeks ago. In the background you see there Lewis Edwards, who also has won a race for this team. So Jake Hill won the first race, Liam McEwen won the second race, the third race was won by Ben Milton, only just, and then Adam Piper won the 4th race, Lewis Edwards won the 5th race, and Sean Cool won the 6th race. Anyway, let's have a look then at Liam McEwen. He's just going through Dunlop in that lovely looking Pennzoil livery. Second in the championship is Pennzoil, only 22 points away from Playboy, so you know it's still very close actually for second in the constructors, as Pennzoil has got a 6-point lead over Panasonic and an 11-point lead over the D2 drivers. So at the moment, as it stands at the moment, it is Callum Cripps from Rob Adams, Sean Cool, that's your top 3. 4th is Paris Frakis, Alex Austin in 5th, Coleman Corkman 6th, 7th is Schauler, Thompson 8th, 9th is Brian Ross. And those are the 9 drivers that have done their times yet, as we're looking towards the backstretch now for McEwen. As also the Playboy team also out onto the track. Let's see what Liam can do. Not really using all of the track on the exit of the 130R. That might cost him a few tenths maybe. Let's see what he can do now as he's going towards the last turn. And he hugs the inside, and he will go third, 148.777. Now what about Edwards? We just saw him just getting a little sideways, and he goes 150. Not a good lap time, I should say, there for that. And even Luke Clifford is out qualified Lewis. So Luke goes into, I think that's 9th, 8th, no 6th. Good effort, that solid lap time from Clifford. I did say he's been looking quite quick. So, yeah, Luke on course for his best qualifying of the season. So, solid effort there. And I tell you what, Lewis will not be happy there qualifying 10th. Now then, here we go. There's the guy 1 point behind championship leader Sean Cool. And he said to me just before the race started, he's not looking forward to this. I just hope it's not a case of damage limitation. This is for Ben, but he's got to produce the lap of his life. He said he wasn't quick in practice. So he's got to find somewhere. I'll tell you what, he's no, he's not that close. Is he a little bit closer to well, obviously he can't do anything because he's qualifying, but it looks to me Piper and Ben are quite close together. But Ben's not within slipstream distance. That's the main thing. You've got to be within about maybe 1.1 second, and then you are within slipstream distance of the car ahead, as he completely shortcuts Degner 1. That was a full-on shortcut at Degner 1. Adam, 4th in the championship, only a point behind Rob Adams. And so there is a look at the 3rd driver, John Riley, who actually had a pretty decent A1 ring last week, but then I think he caught up on some mistakes late on in the race and ended up finishing poorly. But you know, I think he's starting to show a little bit of pace now in that Lexus. Now then, here we go. Last time, that's quite close now. That is quite close. By my reckoning there, it looks like Adam was 5 seconds ahead of, so I'm guessing Adam may have made a mistake. I don't know if it was during qualifying or if it was practice, so I don't think Ben, that was not Ben's fault. But anyways, let's see what Adam can do. He will go 11th, and he did make a mistake. Rob goes 2nd there. Stunning effort that from Rob, considering Ben, sorry, considering he has not been too good. That puts him 2nd place, and he was only just about 700ths off. John Riley goes into the 51s. That will put him in 12th place. But Adam Piper, 4th in the championship, starting 13th place. Not what you want to see. So Callum Cripps will inherit the pole position, and he was only 66 thousandths quicker ahead of Ben Milton. Rob Adams will start 3rd. Then it's Liam McEwen, Sean Cool, the championship leader, in 5th. Then in 6th is Paris C. Fracas there. Nice effort there from Paris. Then Luke Clifford, his best qualifying to date, in 7th. Alex Austin, another solid effort from him, in 8th. Coleman Corkley in 9th. Rob Schauler in 10th. Lewis Edwards disappointed to be in 11th place. 12th will be John Riley, who will be ahead of his teammate Adam Piper in 13th place. He will be gutted about that. Mark Thompson 14th, and Brian Ross, the only time to be in the 2 minutes, because he made a mistake. It was actually the first sector. You can see he did a 43.2, where the others were in the low 30 seconds. So there you go, 2 minutes and 5 from Brian Ross. And that is how they will look for the start of the 7th round of the championship. People are saying that might be the probably a disqualification. I don't know. I mean, there was 5 seconds the gap from himself to Adam Piper, so and we saw that Piper did make a mistake, but we didn't see it. What would it be then? It would have been in the first sector because he lost at least 2.3 seconds then. So, yeah. Pandemonium says that people have criticising that Ben for that there. But anyways, let's see. Callum Clip say, just wait for me to mess it up in the race. Well, we don't know yet. Just don't think about it. Don't think any negativity and just, you know, get on with it. I'm going to put the fan on, actually. It's a bit roasted in here. My mum's put the heating on. It's about 22 degrees and it's absolutely roasting. There we go. Oh, lovely. Oh, that's so nice. Anyways, we've got about 2 minutes to go until the start of the 7th race of the championship. I'm going to have a little break, have a drink of juice, probably go to the toilet, and we will see you for race 7 at Suzuka. Robert's been saying it's not actually his birthday, so oh well, we may have got tricked in there by Paris, stupid idiot. I hope you absolutely fail in the race, Paris. Your 6th place will be in vain, and I will laugh at you if you will spin it in the first corner, you evil man. Anyways, we're getting ready now. 16 seconds to go, as you can see on the time remaining. I was just about to say, Rob's same birthday as Daniel Ricciardo, but there you are. Anyways, we're getting ready. Callum there breaking the lights there, you can see. Wonder if he's watching the stream too. 9 people watching. Still only 2 likes. Come on, let's get these likings up, people. There you can see how it is. There's only a 10th there. 1/10 separating first to third. That's quite close. This is it then. The third last round of the championship. And it is a Nissan pole followed by a Lexus. It's Cripps, Milton, Adams, McEwen, Cool, Seafrackers, Clifford, Austin, Corkery, Schauler, Edwards, Riley. Oh wait, I can't do that perfectly. Piper, Thompson and Ross. Here we go then. Hear the engine note rise. The first of 22 laps. We are about to get underway. Lights out and away we go. Terrible start there for Ben. He's going to be even sleeping at the start. Rob already up into 2nd place. Rob Ben is already down to 4th place as the string of the field of cars going into what's the first turn. And there's nearly contact, and McEwen is sticking his nose in there for 2nd place. But Cripps still has the lead, and someone has gone off. Is that Sean Cool? Indeed it is. We just saw there Brian Ross has gone off. He spun just before going to the start-finish line. Quite interesting there. See if we can get a replay what happened there to Brian. He just lost it completely there. That's an absolute rookie mistake to do. But also, more importantly, Sean Cool, the championship leader, down in 14th place because he may have got shoved off at the first corner. And there you go. Massive moment here already for the championship. Ill afford to make any mistake, and Sean Cool has. So the championship leader down into 14th place, while Ben Milton didn't get a toe. A good jump, but he still holds on to that 4th position. Meanwhile, back out front, Cripps still with the advantage. Then it is Rob Adams. These are two guys that have not yet won a Super DTM race. Liam McHugh with that good jump there up into 3rd position. And like I said, Ben down from 2nd down to 4th, and C. Fracas is already up a spot to 5th. That was because of the expense of Sean Cool running right at the first corner. Luke Clifford now up into 6th, Corkery in 7th. Lewis Edwards from 11th already up into 8th place, and Adam Piper has gone up from 13th up into 9th position as Shaula runs a little ride on the exit of the Spoon Curve. No harm, no foul. And Sean Cool's already gained a spot. He's up into that 13th position. He has passed Mark Thompson. I wonder if that was team orders that had to come into play there. But anyway, Sean Cool now up to 13th place, and he's going to set his sights on John Riley just ahead of him. Coming through then to complete the first lap, and it is still Cripps there with a 1/4 of a second lead over Rob Adams in 2nd, who's sort of freed himself. Look in the background there, you just saw there John Riley pretty much letting Sean Cool go by there. So Sean now up into 12th position. And now he's got just over nearly 2.5 seconds as John Riley runs right through the first corner. We're going to be seeing a lot of drivers going to go right at the first corner. We just seen Brian Ross go off at the first corner, and we saw Sean Cool also did that too on the same lap. And now John Riley's the next victim on that first corner, so he's down to 14th place as a result. Back up front, Cripps now the gap extending. 1.2 seconds he has over Rob Adams. So Rob is now starting to feel a little bit of Liam's Pennzoil Nissan right behind him, followed by Milton, and then C. Fracas there in 5th. And then there's a gang of cars led by Clifford, showing good pace at the moment is Luke, but now he's got Lewis Edwards, his teammate, right behind him. Now will Luke have his own race? Luke needs some strong finishes here, but he has been looking quite quick, as I said, around here, so it's not going to be easy for Lewis to try and find a way by. Adam Piper up to 8th, Alex Austin down to 9th place after starting 8th. But like I said, he's got some good pace in that Zendt Lexus. Sean Cool now up into 10th position now, so he's past Coleman Corkery. Not unless if he's made a mistake as Corkery, as I just noticed there, Mark Thompson going extremely wide at the Spoon Curve. So Corkery down to 11th place. It's right on board then with the championship leader Sean Cool as he just exits the 130R. That's Alex Austin just ahead. Look how much he closes onto Alex Austin's Lexus there. Oh, he'll be absolutely fuming after what happened on the first lap, and this is some recovery drive already. Down in 14th, he's already up to 10th, and you can see there he's set the fastest lap of the race. So that's why he's working his way up now. Don't forget, drivers will have to do a stint on the hard tyres, a quarter's distance, which I said earlier was 5 laps. I think everybody is starting on the soft tyres. It's just a case of who's going to go on to the hard tyres and get that out the way. I would say get the hard tyres out the way during your first pit stop and then go softs the rest of the way. That's my strategy, but you know, it might work, it might not work, who knows. Gap now nearly 2 seconds then from Cripps as he runs a little wide through Degner 1 but keeps it together. Rob is still holding on to that 2nd place, and there's Ben Milton. Ben would be happy, would still be happy just to see Sean Cool's name not even appear in the top 8, but he won't know that Sean is starting to catch up now. But ourselves a free car scrap there. Now look at this, Lewis Edwards is found away by Luke Clifford as well as Adam Piper. So now Clifford's down to 8th place and Edwards now setting his sights. In fact, Clifford is making a race out of it there, and he retakes that 7th place. Nice effort that from Clifford, but Piper's going to have the inside going in towards the Spoon. No, he doesn't. So Luke will hold on to 7th place and Adam will stay in 8th for now. Solid effort this actually from the Pennzoil boys. The drivers are sitting 3rd, 5th and 7th respectively, so nice showing this here from Pennzoil. And don't forget, they are sitting second in the Constructors' Championship, so this will be a good point stay as Edwards tries to feint a look on the inside. Look at the background, though. Clifford trying to defend his 7th place. Lilly on his ride through the first part of the Castillo Triangle. But will Piper gain the run on him? He's having a look onto the inside. We ride on board there. Luke shuts the door on him. Further ahead, you can see Parisi Brackus there and Edwards there side by side going in towards the first corner. We're still on board with Adam Piper. He's going to go side by side with Clifford, and Clifford just hangs it around the outside there. Great defensiveness there, sort of aggressive, but it still made it work. But look at the run. Adam Piper gets up the exit of the first corner, now in towards the S curves, the Snake Complex. As you see, Edwards is now up into that 5th position, and Sean Cool still in that 10th. But he's all over the back now of Alex Austin, as you can see from the rear view camera. Back on front now with Adam Piper, still trying to find a way by Luke Clifford, who's been heavily, aggressively defending that 7th place, and he's held it quite well. Oh, little sideways touch upon the grass, going in towards deck now. Luke gets it all wrong as well through the Degner part as well. Yeah, Adam just needs to be calm a little bit now. He's trying to find a way by the Clifford just ahead, and you can see the run he gets again off the corner. Now into the 200R, he's going to go around the outside, which will compromise him for the inside. Luke's going to give him a Lexus there. Oh, he's just pretty much touched him. He just touched him and just spun him around. And he's going to slow down, let him go by. And we were on board there. He just literally just spun Clifford around. He's just waiting for him to come back. But Adam Piper, that's not what he needed, considering he's 4th in the championship. He's stopping to let Clifford go by. He basically turned Clifford, so now Clifford's down to 12th and Piper is in 13th. I mean that's sportsmanship driving there, but it was a clear thing that Adam got into the back, and again he's all over the back of Clifford, so they're reuniting their battle. But more importantly, it would have allowed Sean Cool to gain 2 places, maybe 3 if he's still passing Alex Austin, which he hasn't. So Ben will not like to see Sean's name back into the top 8. Oh, Alex gets it all wrong through the 2nd corner, and through into 7th place goes Sean. Gap now 3.2 seconds. Is there a car? Yeah, there's a 4-car battle now for 2nd place, and Adams is leading the pack. Then it's McEwen, then Ben, and then it's Lewis Edwards. So we've got a 16-wheel disaster now, that is, for 2nd place. Oh god, the Pensfield cars, they're all getting this sideways on the exit just under the bridge. Now then, let's see. Well, where can Liam make the move? Because he is looking quite quicker than Rob. And towards the 200R we go. Let's have a look further back through the field. Coleman Colcree now into 9th place. Top 10 now for John Riley. Then it is Rob Schauler in 11th place. Luke Clifford in 12th, and he's actually pulled a bit of ground away from Adam Piper, 3.4 seconds to be exact. So I don't know if Adam has made a mistake or did Luke maybe shove them off. We don't know until we will probably see that if there'll be a stewards inquiry about that. But I've just noticed there Liam McEwen is now up into 2nd place, as there's a massive gaggle of cars. Let's cut back to the live action, and McEwen has got into 2nd place. So Adam's down to 3rd position as Lewis Edwards, the first to make a pit stop. Now then, I don't think he'll put fuel in the car. He'll probably make change to the hard tyres. He's sticking on the soft tyres. I thought he would have gone onto the hard tyres then. And he's going to come out just ahead of Alex Austin's Lexus. So now Sean Cool up into 6th position, and he's all over the back of Parisi Fracas' D2 Nissan as they're going in towards the S curve. So it's now a 3-car scrap now for second place now. McEwen, then Adams, and then it's Ben Milton, and then Ben trying to have a look on the inside at Dunlop. That's a brave pass if he can make it stick. Still going to be, no he's not, he's going to tuck in right behind. Oh, you're not going to pass him through where Degner won, aren't you? That's never really an overtaking opportunity. This is a good place to overtake someone now, going towards the hairpin. Ben's not really close enough, is he? No, he doesn't. I just want to see as well from Alex Austin. Sorry, not Alex Austin. As you can see, Lewis Edwards, he's put on a fresh set of soft tyres, and he just goes by Sean Cool up into 6th position. So Cool down to 7th. And now C. Fracas is just ahead, but I want to see further up ahead as Ben losing a little bit of ground on Rob, but still closing up again. Board now with Edwards, and you can see he's right in the slipstream of C. Fracas, going to go around the outside of the run. Ferriara makes it stick there. Brave overtake that is from Lewis Edwards, and he's up into that 5th position before he put it. Yellow flags have been waved, and that is McEwen. McEwen has gone off. McEwen has just gone off the track. I'm trying to get Liam McEwen. He's off the track, and what has happened here? What actually happened? Oh, he just went straight on. Did the steering wheel let go? The steering wheel must have went. Oh, that's not what Liam needed for the championship. I think that's his championship now over and done with. But the steering wheel must have gave way on McEwen, and that's why he's just gone off the track. He's gone into the pit lane anyways, but the damage has been done. So now Edwards gone up into 2nd place. Oh, in fact, yeah, Ben's actually made his pit stop, and he's the first to change to the hard tyres. What about Adams? He's on the softs, but more importantly, Ben came out ahead of Rob. But obviously, Rob will get ahead of Ben, considering that Ben's on the hards and Rob is still on the soft tyres. So then, we're whittling down the order now. So, as it stands right now, we're on to lap 7 out of this 22-lap race. It's Callum in the lead, followed by Edwards. Then it's Ben Milton in 3rd, and he's the first onto the hard tyres. Rob Adams in 4th. Sean Cool, who's gone onto a fresh set of softs, in 5th. C. Fracas in 6th. Nice effort this is there from Alex Austin, who's also made a pit stop onto the soft tyres. He's in 7th place. John Riley, nice effort from him now to be in 8th place. Then in 9th place is Coleman Corkery. Adam Piper in 10th. Who has did he make a pit stop? I'm not too sure. Luke Clifford in 11th, and he's gone onto the hard tyres, as well as Showler. And McEwen down in 13th place. Mark Thompson in 14th, and then Brian Ross, who's also on the hard tyres, down in 15th place. Now then, here we go. What is Cripps going to do? He's going to stay out and do... Oh, he's actually on the hard tyres, so he's made the pit stop. So it's going to be 5 laps of these hard tyres that he's got to do, and he pitted in on lap 5. So he's got to about... Look at the background, though. Look at the background. 3rd place now. On board with, provisionally, the new championship leader then, as he just lets Rob Adams go through up into 3rd position. So now... Ben is down to 4th, and Sean Cool, the other championship protagonist, in 5th position. It's 18 points for 4th place, it's 16 points for 5th, and there was 1 point between Sean to Ben. It will be Ben that will be leading from Sean by 1 point as we will head in towards the penultimate race of the season. Oh, Thompson having a little moment. Right then, let's have a look at the back then of Luke Clifford. We did see him have some great race pace early before being punted away from by Lewis Piper. What am I saying? Adam Piper. And you can see in the background there, Liam McEwen forcefully makes his way past Showler. So up into 11th place now goes McEwen after that steering wheel moment that he had. Oh, and he clips the tyre barrier off the exit of deck to 2, and there goes Showler, retakes it back. Liam just needs to calm down a little bit. I know he'd be absolutely fuming, but he just needs to calm down. He needs to control the anger and just shandle it. That's all he has to do. Edwards now is in the lead. Edwards has just passed Callum Cripps. Let's see. Cripps on the hard tyres versus Edwards on the softs, and he just breezes by him, just on going onto the backstretch, side by side. And Cripps actually still trying to make it go side by side through 130R, and Edwards just gives the position. Edwards has done some nice passes around there. So Cripps on the hards, as well as Ben. Someone actually came to the pits, and it was Piper. I wonder if he's going to change to the hard tyres now. No, he's going to stay on the soft tyres, and he will come out ahead of Alex Austin. Look in the background, though, Liam McEwen is now in 10th. He has got away by Showler and Clifford, so Clifford must have made a mistake on that lap for him to go down to 12th place. So McEwen now up into 10th. Oh, Ben has lost a lot of ground, and now there you go, the top two of the championship now battling now for the 4th position. Yeah, Ben did a lap time of a 1:52.696, and I think that was, he must have made a mistake on that lap because he has lost a lot of ground to Rob Adams. You can see that he's just going towards the 200R. Sean Cool, I think he's on a little bit of worn softs. He has got a little bit of the soft tyres that are on worn. But here we go, look at this. And now Ben's trying to defend that 4th position around the outside the spoon. Ben nearly squeezes Sean onto the Astro at the spoon curve, but Sean plays a bit of a patient game and sticks him behind, but he knows that he will know that Ben will be possibly on the hard tyres, and you can see again he's heavily defending that 4th position. Going into 130R they go, and Ben absolutely shortcutting 130R. This is like a desperate act of desperation here. This is from Ben. But look at this. These two, first and second in the championship, having a right ding-dong for 4th place in the race. And Sean Coe goes around the outside of Ben now. Who's gonna hold on? Who's gonna hold on to that 4th place? Will it be Ben? Will it be Sean? Still side by side, and Sean goes by up into 4th place. This is a nice recovery drive now. This is from Sean after that moment that he had on lap 1. But Ben needs to stay in front. He just needs Sean to stay in sights. But don't forget, Ben will have his hard tyres out the way, whereas Sean hasn't. So this race is not over just yet. You can see Sean has already pulled away a 1.5 second lead over Ben. Gap now from Lewis to Callum, 2.5 seconds he has. Rob Adams still on those soft tyres. He's just about 3 seconds off of Callum. But he's also got a 5.5 second lead over Sean Coe, who is still pulling away from Ben. It's over 2 seconds now. And Alex Austin into 6th position. I tell you what, this is a very strong showing this from the Zen drivers. It's a much needed race for this manufacturer, considering they're quite far away in the manufacturer's points. They're 36 points behind the D2 drivers. Team D2, I should say. But this will be a good points list there for Zent, if they can keep their drivers where they are, or if Alex can improve. Oh, Alex, careful, don't hit that Astro. He's going to lose a bit of momentum. Look further back in the background, though. You can see Adam Piper closer to the back of Corkery's D2 Nissan. Oh, sideways through the 130R was Adam. There's another guy that's definitely tried. 4th in the championship is Adam. Can't afford to drop more points going in towards the series finale at Bathurst next week. See Fracas there also in 9th position. The last of the Team D2 drivers. So I think there's been a little bit of a gap spread. Now let's have a rundown of how they look. So there, Lewis Edwards still in the lead. The gap over 3 seconds now over Callum Cripps. Then in 3rd place is Rob Adams and is catching Callum. But don't forget, Callum is on the hard tyres compared to Rob on the softs. He will have to pit in sometime soon as well, considering the fuel. Sean Coe in 4th. Championship leader, more importantly, ahead of Ben Milden. But to Ben's benefit, he is using his hard tyres out the way, and Sean hasn't used his hard tyres just yet. Alex Austin then, as I said, solid effort to be in 6th place, and he's pulling away. In fact, there's some activity going on now, and Piper's been involved again with Corkery. Let's see what happened here. So going in towards the Degner 1, what happened now? Oh, did he tap? He just tapped Corkery around, and that's what spun him around. he must have got into the back. It was just a slight tap. And I tell you what, Piper has had an absolute nightmare of a race. He spun Clifford around. He must have spun Corkery around. So Piper's down to 11th place as the leader. Edwards heads into the pit lane. We'll still give you a rundown then. So Steve Fracas now up into 7th place. Rob is in the pits as well as Callum. McEwen now into 8th position. Corkery in 9th. Then in 10th place is Schauler, and ahead of the rather, I like to punt people in the back, Adam Piper in 11th place. John Riley now into 12th. Luke Clifford in 13th. I've just noticed there Sean Cool has now gone into the lead of the race. He's gone out ahead of Lewis Edwards, but we will get to see Schauler's making his pit stop. He's gone from the hard tyres, so he's going to go back to softs. 14th place is Mark Thompson, and still in 15th is Brian Ross, but he seems to be in, I was going to say I thought he was in cruise control, but no, he isn't. So then Sean still leading the way, and Lewis now onto the hard tyres, and like I said, Callum is onto the softs, so he's got 4.5 seconds to catch up. Rob is still on the soft tyres, so he's going to have to make another pit stop and change to the hard tyres. And again, this is what's been Rob's problem, actually. He has been quick. Alex Austin now into 5th place, so Ben has gone to the soft tyres. But more importantly, he's 16 seconds behind Sean Cool. But Sean's got worn soft tyres compared to Ben's fresher tyres. But going back again to Rob, he has been there or thereabouts in these races, and he hasn't picked up a win yet. And again, it could be down to his strategy that it just hasn't worked at all. Now he's going to be the last guy that will be on the hard tyres, because he's made 2 pit stops on the soft tyres, so his last stint's going to be on those hard tyres, where everyone else is going to be on soft tyres, and he's going to be a sitting duck on the corners like there, or on the start finish straight, or at the 200R. Gap now down 3.8 seconds, so Callum has gained at least a quarter of a second on Edwards' gap. As now Alex Austin heads into the pit lane. Will he change to the hard tyres, or will he go on for another set of softs? Do the same as his teammate Rob, as Ben will go by. Up into now 5th position goes Ben. And the gap now just over 16 seconds, so he's gained at least 6 tenths now on Sean Cool. In fact, they had it a little bit wide through the first after they exited the first corner there, but I think Austin has gone to the hard tyres, and indeed he has. So Alex now onto the hard tyres. See Fracas in 7th. I also noticed that Adam Piper was making a pit stop, and there he is, and he's going onto the hard tyres as well. Like I said, all of the other drivers are going on the hard tyres, so they're going to go for their last stint on the soft tyres, and that's going to hurt the guy in 4th place, Ben. Even though the gap is over 8 seconds, he still has to make another pit stop as well as the others, but then Rob has to change to the hard tyres. In fact, Edwards has gone into the lead. What's happened to Cool? Cool must have made a mistake. What's the gap now between himself to Ben? It's now 11 seconds, so yes, Sean has made a mistake. He's lost 5 seconds. That's important. That's big time in this lap now. So Sean has lost 5 seconds to his championship contender, and now Callum Cripps is all over the back as they're going on to the backstretch now. Sean's definitely going to be pitting now. Oh, Callum tries to look on the inside of the triangle, but he's not going to do it. But Sean's definitely going to have to pit, and this time by, oh God, Callum nearly gets into the back of him anyway. So Sean's into the pit lane. Absolutely damaging lap time there, losing 5 seconds he did. And here we go then, Rob is coming across the start, he's coming across the start finish line. Sean, don't forget, has not changed to the hard tyres yet. Now he is, and there goes Ben. So Ben goes through, so more importantly now, Ben will be the championship leader, unprovisionally, if things stand as it is, going into the penultimate race of the championship before the finale at Bathurst. I tell you what, it's going to be squeaky bum time for these drivers as well, definitely. So Sean's going to lose out on even more time now that he's on the hard tyres. So the gap between himself to Ben is 5.4 seconds, and that will grow. Alex Austin there still in 6th place, 6.6, but he's also on the hard tyres. Meanwhile, the gap is starting to come down, 1.1 seconds. He did pit on, it says there lap 13, but it might not be. It might have been lap 11 he may have pitted, did Edwards. But don't forget, he's got to do a minimum at least of 5 laps on this stint. Gap now improving, 6.4 seconds from Ben to Sean. But Edwards still in the lead, and he's being hunted down by Callum. Don't forget, Lewis is on the hards. Callum's already done his set of hard tyres. Here he goes then, into the chicane for the 14th time. And we are nearly 2/3 of this race complete. The feature race, race 7 of the championship. Edwards still leads, but the gap is slowly decreasing. Going to have ourselves possibly a 3-car scrap for the lead. So it's Edwards who's on the hard tyre that leads. Callum, who's already done his hard stint, is in 2nd, and Rob, who's yet to do his hard stint, in that 3rd place. And it's quite a distant gap between himself to Ben, 8.8 seconds, but it's still 6.6 over Sean Cool. And I've just noticed there, pass being made as C. Fracas has gone onto the inside. He's passed Alex Austin. Now, yeah, and Paris is also on the soft tyres, and I think he's done his hard stints too. So Paris up to 6th, Alex down to 7th, and he's got 8 seconds ahead of Liam, who's now onto the hard tyres and all. Then Shaula in 9th, Corkery in 10th, and Adam Piper, who's had a rather eventful first race, in 11th place. Luke Clifford in 12th. John Riley all alone in 13th. And you got Mark Thompson 39 seconds behind John Riley, but 32 ahead of Brian Ross. And there he is. He's actually just been lapped, I think. Oh yeah, there, Brian Ross has been lapped. He's 2 minutes 9 seconds behind the leader, so yeah, he's been lapped. The Luke says, happy birthday, Rob. And no, it's not Rob's birthday, actually, Luke. It isn't. Paris has made a joke before the start of qualifying. Side by side then into the triangle they go, and Callum Cripps takes the lead away from Lewis Edwards. So Cripps now into the lead of the race, Edwards down to 2nd, and now when can Adams make that move? 7 laps to go this time. Edwards still tucked up into the slipstream, but all of these drivers will have to make yet another pit stop. Oh, it's going to be quite close though. Yeah, don't forget though, when they will make their last pit stops, Callum will go onto the softs, Lewis will go to the softs, Rob has to go onto the hard tyres, so he's going to lose out here. And I tell you what, Ben Milton, he's not really, well, I mean, he will gain a lot on Rob when he comes his last pit stop, but he's not really pulling away from Sean Cool all that much. He's only gained about 3 seconds on this stint on those soft tyres when Sean's on the on the hard tyres. I thought it would have been a lot bigger than that, actually, to be fair, but it looks like Ben, I hope he's not thinking damage limitations here. Don't forget, he started 2nd in this race. It was a Herculean effort from what he was saying compared to what he was doing in practice. Yep, and now Edwards is starting to fall away now from Cripps's Nissan. And now Adams looking hungry. He wants to get 2nd place back, but he'll have to pit to change to the hard tyres. I wonder if he will pit in this time by, actually, considering that looking at the front of those tyres, it's like they've really fallen off the cliff here. Absolutely, what was that line going through 130R? Let's see, will he pit? I know Edwards comes in to make his last pit stop. Oh, so he's going for the undercut on Cripps there. So he's asking the message to Callum. He's going for the undercut. Go Carman says, happy 69th birthday, Rob. It's not his birthday. Paris in the pits from 6th, so that will allow Austin to go back into 6th. And I wonder if the other Penzo driver of McEwen, oh, in fact, McEwen's also into the pits as well to change to the soft tyres. So now, Callum's probably going to have to be pitting this time by, and yeah, he definitely will be because he's flashing. You can see from the fuel that he is flashing. Gap up to 3.4 seconds, but then this is what's going to hurt Rob because he hasn't changed, excuse me, to the hard tyres, and he's going to be pitting this time by. Now then, Ben is also going to be pitting too. Now what about fuel-wise for Sean? Sean's good. Sean's actually good. So this is not over just yet, actually. And the gap between himself to Ben is about 9 seconds. It's going to be quite close, this, you know. Sean's good to go for the rest of the way. He doesn't need to add in fuel. Oh, he's actually on the hards. Oh, actually, come to think of it, he's still doing his hard tyres, isn't he? My bad. Yeah, he's still doing the hard tyres. My apologies. Yeah, that's my bad. My apologies. Anyway, let's have a look then. Callum will definitely be pitting, as well as Rob, and probably too will Ben. So here we go. Who's going to come out leading on the last set of this race? As we see that Edwards, Ben's definitely pitting. Yep. And now here we go. Who's going to come out ahead? Will it be Callum or will it be Lewis? Out comes Callum. He's going to come out just ahead of Lewis, is he? It's going to be so close. It's right on board. Oh, that is so close there. And Callum holds on to that lead. Only just, but don't forget, he's got a fresher lap tyres than what Edwards has. Paris has gone onto the medium tyres, which is a no-no. It's only supposed to be hards, then softs. So back into the pits goes Paris. So another mistake there from Paris. Fracas, don't forget, he got penalised from the first race at the Red Bull Ring last week by just slowing down, so he thought he would get a better advantage, and Edwards gets it all sideways off the exit detector too. My oh my, and more importantly, look at this, and Sean Cool gone ahead of Ben Milton, but what does Ben need to pit? I'm not too sure. Is he good to go hard the rest of the way? We're riding on board at the back of Sean Cool, and Ben in that 5th position, all over the back of Cool in 4th. Now, and there you go, and yeah, Rob is on the hard tyres now. 4.6 seconds he has over Sean Cool, who's probably got half a second away from Ben. Oh, here we go then. First and second in the championship. Here he goes. Sean's not really defending. Gives him a little love tap. But he's going to stick in behind the Cowsonic Nissan into 130R. They go for the 18th time. He's weaving left and right, trying to fake Sean out a pass here. Not going to happen, no. I think Sean's far too experienced to do that kind of thing. Gets a little sideways on, and then into the pit lane goes Sean. Oh, I hope he didn't clip the wall. I hope he didn't. I think he did. I think he did, you know. He did. The championship leader clipped the wall going into the pit lane. Oh, that's really going to hurt him. Hopefully Alex Austin will not get by. Let's have a look at that. That's pretty much another rookie mistake here. Tries to get into the pit lane, understeered, and then clips into the tyre wall. Oh, dear me. Not what I wanted to see from Sean. He will come out on the soft tyres, but mostly, most critically, he comes out ahead of Alex Austin, who I thought he must have made a moment then. Right, so now the chase is on. Ben on the hard tyres has got a 4-second advantage to Ben on the soft tyres. It's hard versus soft with 4 laps to go. Can Ben catch up to Rob and upset the supposed birthday party's podium spot? And he is closing. He's already gained half a second on him. So Cripps, the pole sitter, still in the lead. He's got some lap traffic ahead. Let's ride on board with him, as he's got Mark Thompson just ahead. Fastest lap though set to Lewis Edwards, 1:48.444. That was set on, must have been earlier in the race there because it's not showing on the lap time. So Callum Cripps, the winner at the 90-minute endurance race at Spa back on Monday. Looks like he's going to be on course if he holds on for his first win of the season and make a 7th different winner in 7 races. That is an incredible stat, that is. It's actually gone quicker, 1:48.862. That's the fastest lap than what he's done. Edwards going even quicker, 1:48.267. The chase is already on with 3 laps to go. 2.3 seconds is definitely doable. Meanwhile, behind from Ben, it's now 2.3 seconds with 3 laps to go, and he is definitely catching Rob on those hard tyres. And like I said earlier in the race, Rob's going to be the only one that's going to finish the race on those hard tyres, so it's going to hurt him a hell of a lot. It's like I says with Rob, he's been there thereabouts for a win, but it's just his tyre strategy has been costing him some good finishes. Into Dunlop. 1.4 seconds. Let's stay on board with Ben. This will be actually crucial as well for the championship because Ben is sitting on 18 points. Sean Cool sitting on 16. If he gets ahead of Ben, he'll go up to 20, and the championship will be only 3 points separating Ben to Sean. But Ben will take the championship lead going into the 8th and penultimate race of the season. We've got 3 people liking and there's 14 people watching. Please do give this a like because I think this is going to be such an exciting end to the race, especially for the lead as well. And now the gap now up to 2.5 seconds. So Callum's found at least a couple of tenths somewhere. And he has gone by the lap car of Mark Thompson now. So only 13 cars now on to the lead lap. As we go back on board, as we go back with the leader Callum Cripps as he heads towards the chicane now for the penultimate time. Sorry, not the penultimate time. There'll be 2 laps to go after this. Back again with Ben as he starts setting his sights on Rob just ahead. Here we go. 2 more laps to go. Can Ben get that 3rd place? Someone's just come out of the pits there. It was one of the Calsonic drivers. It might have been Thompson actually. But here we go. 2 laps to go. And the gap is less within a second now, so Ben is within slipstream distance now of Adams. It's Lexus versus Lexus for the bottom step of the podium. Look at this, though. Alex Oster then into that 6th position, closely followed by Parasi Fracas, who's had to make an extra pit stop by going on the medium tyres. And then Leslie McCure there in 8th position, Schauler in 9th, and then Corkery in 10th. Luke Clifford having another battle again with Adam Piper. Don't forget, these two have had rivalry before in this race. Earlier on, and this is a battle for 11th place, so technically for 10th place, because Coleman and Corkery is just ahead. So here we go, you've got 3 different teams battling for the spot of 10th position. We will go back to the battle for 3rd place, see if it is very close. John Riley in 13th. There's a look at Brian Ross just coming across the line there in 15th place and in last place. Let's have a look at it now. Yes, now here we go. Going towards the spoon count for the penultimate time. Now, Rob on the hard tyres versus Ben on the softs. It's the tricky corners, it's the slow corners what's really going to hurt Rob, and we're coming towards a slow corner coming up now at the chicane past the 130R. So can Rob hold on, or will Ben get the speed off of the chicane to get by Rob? Here we go, we're about to find out. Let's go on board then with Ben. He's having a look, feinting a look to the inside, then tries to hold on to the racing line. So this is what's going to hurt Rob. It didn't hurt him too much there, to be fair. Yeah, that Zen Lexus is holding his own. Anyway, 1 more lap to go for Ben to get a podium spot, and more importantly, well, he'll be ahead of Sean in the championship lead. He just wants to be a little bit extended. He goes left, he goes right. Rob getting it sideways in the middle of the first corner. That was careful for touching the AstroTurf there, Ben. That was so close. Into the state complex. You can see visually that Ben is all over the back, but he just can't find a way by. This is just a 1-lane groove, this part of the track. And again, it just closed up there. Is he going to make a move on to Dunlop? No, he doesn't. And he pulls away, does Rob. Look at that. Look at that speed there. So Ben must have caught a little bit napping. Now then into towards Degner corner 1 and now into Degner 2, and again the gap will close up. Oh, it's going to be so close through there for third place, I can guarantee you that. But anyway, Callum Cripps, pole sitter. Looks like he's going to get his first win of the season, and it's what he needed to get his championship back onto track. After a disastrous Red Bull Ring that had him in third place in the championship before Red Bull Ring, before propelling him down to sixth place in the championship, it's what Callum needed, as he extends the gap now up to 3 seconds over Lewis Edwards. But more importantly, that battle for third place is still raging on, and there's not a lot of time left for Ben to try and get by Adams, as Rob absolutely heavily defending. That guy's going to go around the outside. There's a little touchdown near Lee. He pushes him out on the AstroTurf. As I've just noticed that Callum Cripps comes across the line to win his first race of the season. Edwards will finish in second place, but who's going to hold on to that third position? Will it be Adams or will it be Milton? It's going to be Adams, but it was quite aggressive the way he tried to hold on to that third place, by pushing Ben off into the 130R. I wonder if the stewards will take a look at that. Sean Coe will finish in 5th place. Alex Austin, best finish of the season for him, in 6th. So nice effort there from Ben. He will finish in 6th. Paddy Fragas will hold on to 7th. Liam McEwen in 8th. Rob Schauler in 9th. And it looks like Coleman Corkley's going to hold on to that battle for 10th place. There goes Schauler. He just came across the line. And here comes Corkley to finish in 10th. 11th will be Luke Clifford, and Adam Piper's out of fuel. Adam Piper's just gone out of fuel. He will still come across the line in 12th. John Riley, his teammate, is at least 10 seconds back. There he goes, and here comes John across the line in 13th place. And there is Brian Ross, the last of the Zent Lexuses. Yep. Liam says wheel disconnected our P2. Yeah, I thought it was exactly the way that he turned into the Casio triangle. The car just went straight on. Yeah, that's when the wheel disconnected. So here comes Brian across the line. He will finish in 15th place, but he will start on the pole for the second race, the reverse grid. And there he goes across the line. So Callum Cripps becomes the 7th different winner in 7 races. But more importantly though, Old Talk will be on that 3rd place. Will Rob hold on to that 3rd place after that aggressiveness, what he did to Ben Milton at the 130R by shoving him out onto the AstroTurf? So we could be awaiting for the stewards' inquiry for that. But until then, I'll get my voice back and we'll get ready for the second race, the reverse grid, which will happen possibly in about 10 minutes. As Ben gives the call that everybody should enter, I will remind you now that I have done the championship points unprovisionally. Ben Milden now is gone to the top of the championship with 141 points, and he is 1 point ahead of Sean Cool, who's just measured their 2 laps on the hard tyres. We have seen a few drivers on those hard tyres. You can see the leader now, Ben, will start on the hard tyres. A few of them opting to go for the softs. Don't forget it is a reverse grid order, which means that Brian Ross, who finished last in the first race, will start on pole. Rob Adams is on 120 points, but that is in doubt if the stewards deemed him should get penalised for what happened, what he did at the 130R on the last lap to Ben Milden. We'll give you a rundown of the points after the starting grid. So it is Brian Ross on the pole, Mark Thompson, John Riley, Adam Piper, Clifford, Corkery, Schauler, McEwen, Sifrakis, Austin, Cool, then Milden, I think it was in 12th, then it is Adams, then Edwards, and then Cripps, the race 1 winner, down there in 15th place as the engine notes rises for round 8, race 8 I should say. Lights out and away we go, and it's a nice start actually there from Ross. He's probably going to lead the field going in towards turn 1. They go there, but look at the cars fan out 4 wide, 5 wide, trying to find the same bit of tarmac all at the same time, and Schauler up into 3rd position already from about what? From starting what, 7th place, so great start already. Piper's got up into 3rd place, but he's sideways through the S complex, and then he's been hit off there. Has Schauler, more cars going through, and he's already down into last position. Edwards has had a moment too. He's down now there in last place. Let's see if we can get a replay of that. Who went right there at the first corner? Who was that? It was Cripps, wasn't it? Yep. So John Riley hits there. It's right on board of him. Look at this. Oh, and he had a bit of help there. That might have been from John Riley. Yeah, that's just a very tight part of the track there. I mean, you're trying to fight for all the same bit of tarmac, and it's quite hard. Anyways, here we go. And Brian Ross still holds the lead, going in towards the hairpin for the first time in the feature race. And here comes Thompson, dives his way through to the inside, and there's contact. Piper, good spun from Clifford. That's the revenge from the first race. That was the revenge from the first race that these two have had. On board now with Clifford, and this was, well, I think that was a long way away. He just got on the, oh, he made it, I think. Do you know, I think Piper got held up from Ross, who was just ahead, and actually Clifford just drives away. Now, unlike Piper slowed down and let Clifford go by, but Clifford's just going away with it. He's just minding his own race. Lee McEwen now up into 4th position. 5th place already for Sean Cool, the championship leader. He started on the hard tyres there. McEwen gets it completely sideways there through the 130R. Cool's going to go around the outside. Not going to do it there just yet. There, see Fracas in 6th, Alex Austin in 7th, but had a great run off the exit of the triangle on there. See Fracas and Rob Adams in 8th place. Championship leader then Ben Milden in 10th, but he's on the hard tyres. Now again, it's 2 laps you've got to do on the stint on the hard tyres. So yet again, Ben getting the hard tyres out the way first and then go softs the rest of the way, and he's actually gained a spot because Fracas may have just got help from his own teammate Cripps also too. So Cripps there trying to recover from that little moment that he had on the first lap. He's now up into 10th place, the race 1 winner, but it's still Thompson in the lead. Clifford's gone into 2nd place now. Brian Ross down to 3rd now, and in fact Clifford wants to go around the outside of Thompson through Dunlop. Thompson just clipped a bit on the grass there, and Clifford goes through, shortcuts Degner 1, and I think Thompson may have gone off, and indeed he has. Thompson's gone off the track. He took Degner 1 a little bit too wide, and Thompson, who made a great pass on Brian Ross at the hairpin, has went from hero to zero in just a couple of corners. He just clips the grass there at Dunlop. That will allow Clifford to go by, and then just makes Degner 1 completely wrong into the kitty litter, and the car will slow down so much, down to 5th, down to 6th, into 7th, into 8th. We'll see what it comes back when it comes to the live replay. He's down in 12th. It's even worse. So now Clifford has the lead. Brian Ross into 2nd. Sean Cool from starting, I believe that was what? 5th, 11th on the grid. He's already up to 3rd place and is challenging Brian Ross on the inside of the 130R, and he's going to probably get it done. Maybe. Is he going to stick it in there? No, he doesn't. Ross will hold on to that 2nd place then, but it is still Clifford from Ross from Sean Cool, who's looking again to the inside of the triangle, and he's gone through. Up into 2nd place now goes Sean Cool. Callum Cripps has got into 8th place. What's happened to Milton? Milton's down to 14th. This is not what Ben needed. We did see him in 10th place. He's down to 14th. We've missed it anyways. What must have happened to Ben? But the championship leader, it's not what he needed. He's definitely going to be into the pit lane now. He's done his stint on those hard tyres. But I don't know what has happened to him. But he's all the way down now in 14th place. And he's going to go to the hard tyres. It probably might go all the way maybe. No, going up to 87. And he's gone out ahead of his teammate John Riley, who's just gone onto the hard tyres as well. So that is not what Ben Milton needed, because we did see him previously in 10th, down in 14th. He's got a lot of work to do when there's only 9 laps to go. So it is Clifford from Sean Cool, from Brian Ross in 3rd. Then it's a massive scrap for 4th place between Alex Austin, McEwen. Austin trying to go around the outside of McEwen, but that's not going to work. And now Adams into 5th, and Corkery shoves his nose in the business now. He's up into 6th position. And Ross has had a moment too. So Ross is down to 5th position. McEwen up to 3rd. Adams up to 4th. And Corkery forces his way through on the inside of Ross. Good racing here, and there goes Austin. So Ross now went from 3rd down to 7th place in the middle corners. Adam Piper then recovering from that spin from Luke Clifford that he had at the hairpin. He's down now in 8th place. The race 1 winner in at 9th, who's gone onto the soft tyres. Schauler into 10th. Mark Thompson down to 11th after his moment at Degner 1. Parasi Fracassin in 12th, then Edwards in 13th. Ben Milton in 14th, and John Riley in 15th. But this is not what Ben needed, since he just got the championship lead away. Rob has just passed. Oh my goodness me, they're nearly 3 abreast of the 130R. And look at this, Alex Austin trying to make his nose in there. Look at this, is like NASCAR racing. This absolutely unbelievable racing already. Only 3 laps in to this race. My heart is pounding already. McEwen's had enough. He's saying, I've had enough. I'm going into pit lane here. Oh, in fact, he started on the hard tyres, so he's going to go to the softs now. My oh my, absolutely carnage in this second race. So that's what sprint the reverse grid orders is all about. It makes thoroughly exciting racing, and it definitely did just there. And it was sort of aggressive but still clean at the same time. So Adam now into 3rd place, Corkery in 4th, Alex Austin in 5th, and Brian Ross down to 6th position. Adam Piper in 7th, McEwen now onto the soft tyres. He's back up there in 8th place. Where is Ben? Ben is up to 13th place. Edwards must have made that pit stop, and indeed he did. So I think he also started on the hard tyres. So Ben up to 13th. He's got 2.3 seconds ahead of Mark Thompson. Behind Mark Thompson, sorry. And then ahead there is Parasi Fracassin in 11th. And then it is Callum Cripps there. The two D2 drivers there having their own personal battle. As Cripps shortcutting Degner 1. And C. Fracas shortcutting Degner 2. Back up front, Clifford now being hounded from 2nd place in the Drivers' Championship now. Sean Cool going into a spoon curve on lap 4. Both of these drivers started on the soft tyres. They're going to have to change to the hard tyres. Rob now in a distant 3rd place, already 5 seconds away from Sean Cool, who has got a 1/4 second lead over Coleman Corkery. Alex Austin having a superb meeting actually. 6th place in the first race. He's having a great meeting. Like I said in practice, he looked very quick, and it's definitely showing here today. And up there in that 5th position. I wonder if Suzuka is his favourite track. Anyway, I want to see the battle for the lead as Clifford goes into the pit lane. Clifford comes into the pits. And he's gone onto the hard tyres, but I don't think he's put fuel in the car, so I wonder if he's going to be fuel saving now, does Clifford. Anyway, where does he come out in? He will come out in... Where does he come out in? Oh, he still comes out in 2nd. Yeah, because he had a big gap over to Rob, of course, that was right. So Clifford now, 4.3 seconds away of Sean, but he's on the hard tyres. Now, he's got to do a minimum of 2 laps. That's all he's got to do. I'm just wondering, starting on the hard tyres is a good idea, because then you can make that pit stop on, say, on lap 3, and then you can go the rest of the way. You don't need to pit again. If you could save a little bit of fuel, you might make a one-stop strategy, and it might work to your advantage. Maybe just putting that out there, like. But anyway, he's on that 2nd place. Alex Austin side by side with Corkery going underneath the bridge. He's all over the back of that D2. He's the leading of the D2 drivers. His other drivers, C. Fracas and Callum Cripps, are battling for 9th and 10th. Whoa! Sideways there. Nearly a tank slapper from Austin. Getting the power a bit too early after the hairpin. And now he's got Liam McEwen chasing him down. Liam McEwen sitting now on unprovisionally on 89 points. I was about to say what the driver's points look. So as it is now unprovisionally, Ben Milton still leads the way. Well, has the championship lead by 1 point, but he's having a bit of a nightmare in this race. We're not seeing him in the top 8. In fact, where is he actually at the moment? He's in 11th. He's actually just passed. He's passed Lewis Edwards. Oh no, maybe not. I think Lewis Edwards is catching up on there, Ben, actually. Whoa, my goodness me, how much he took so much care through the 130R. And in fact, he's going to lose a spot to Lewis Edwards, and indeed he does. Oh, but Edwards runs right through the Casio Triangle, and Ben retakes that 11th place. Schauler into the pits. He's going to go to the hard tyres, definitely. As well as Adam Piper. Oh, in fact, there goes Schauler. He's just going to come out just ahead of Ben. Let's ride on board then with Ben. So the gap between himself to the second place now in the Drivers' Championship, Sean Cool, 18 seconds. But Sean has to make a pit stop. I'm wondering if he's going for a 1 stop, is Sean. Ben's definitely going to have to go 2 stops, considering the tyre wears at time 6. His tyres will be gone late in the race. I'm just wondering if he can go that the rest of the way. There's Brian Ross just ahead, the pole sitter in this the sprint race, down there in 9th place. Whoa! That's a lovely drift there from Schauler, and Ben's going to take advantage of it, and up to 10th now goes Ben. That was some lovely Tokyo drifting there, and there. Here comes Edwards around the outside, and Ben gets it all wrong at the hairpin. And now Schauler's down to 12th place. Anyway, so Ben leads the way, 141 points. Sean Cool second on 140. Rob Adams on 120, who's sitting 3rd in the race at the moment. Then in 4th place now is Callum Cripps, the winner from the first race. He's up to 118 points. Lewis Edwards, who's just all over the back of the championship leader, now on 116, and Adam Piper on 103. He's lost a lot of ground for that 4th place of the championship as the leader's in the pit lane. Sean Cool into the pits, and he must have fuel safe because he can go the rest of the way here. More importantly, where is Clifford? Clifford's actually come in. He's going to go back to the hard tyres, isn't he? So he has to do a 2 stop, but his Sean had to go 1 stop possibly. Quite possibly. Anyways, let's give you a rundown at the moment as we have passed half distance in this race. So Sean Cool has just beat that pit stop. He's onto the hard tyres now. Look at the tyres though from Rob Adams. He is struggling and holds on to that 2nd place. How? I don't know. Liam McEwen now in 3rd, and he's all over the back of that Zend Lexus just ahead. And then you got Corkery. That was nearly contact through there. Going into Dunlop, there's Corkery in 4th place. Alex Austin has sort of distanced himself away a little bit, but he'll have to pit now for the hard tyres. Probably this lap, I'd say. Clifford in 6th. And you got Parisi Fracas now into 7th place. Edwards must have gone by... Oh no, now Ben's down to 14th now. Ben's now down to 14th place. I don't know if he actually topped up fuel. I don't know. But we did see him, he was close. I don't know if Lewis Edwards has made contact with John or if he made a pit there. Ben, sorry. Oh no, I'm looking at John, my apologies. I'm supposed to look at Ben. Yeah, he has pitted. He has pitted, my apologies. He's up to 11th place. And again, battling with Edwards. He just goodness me, Ben just forces his way through on Schauler and then takes that 10th place back again. I wonder if them two have made a pit stop. He must have. Anyways, let's have a look then. Brian Ross then in 9th. Then you got Ben in 10th. 11th for Lewis Edwards. As Rob finally comes into the pit lane, and that's a different line that Schauler took, and that's completely ghosted, and that's going to allow Piper and Riley to go by. Oh, this is completely messed up. Anyways, let's go back with the leader. The gap now 3.3 seconds over McEwen, and I don't think he's going to catch McEwen at Cool, I don't think, because he is on the 1 tyre. Sean can go this stint now on the hard tyres the rest of the way. Adams holds on to that 3rd place, but he's now onto the hard tyres. And look at this, there's still the D2 boys. They're having their own personal battle now. And Cripps now up to 4th. Corkery down to 5th. Clifford is still there in 6th. Then you got Alex Austin, and there's Ben Milton now into 8th place. He needs to get by Alex as soon as he can. Through Dunlop they go. He's going to go around the outside of Deck 1. Alex is going to hold on to that possibly. Don't go into the AstroTurf, Ben. You might have lost a spot nearly to Lewis Edwards. Oh, and that's a good opportunistic move. And I think Austin's going to lose possibly 3 positions here, because this is pretty much like touring car racing, only it's DTM. Look at this racing here for 7th place. And Ben gets it now. And Alex Austin's gone from 7th to 10th in just a matter of corners. Sean Coole's on for the 25 points at the moment. Ben is sitting on 12 points. The gap will be, by my reckoning, 12 points as we go into the finale. And that will be possibly the biggest gap that we've had in the championship so far. It's always been very close between Sean and Ben. It's going to be a huge gap, considering it's going to be double points, which therefore means if you win, you'll pick up 50 points. Second will get 44, and that's going to be a massive 12-point advantage Sean Coole will have over Ben Milton. Cripps sets the fast lap of the race. Corkery is... Sorry, I thought Corkery there. Look at this, Callum all over the back of Rob here, and there we go. They're battling for fair position. Was there contact? Nearly. I don't think there was. That was close though. It's 3 laps to go, and again, Cripps all over the back of Adams. Cripps on the soft tyres to Rob's hards. Now we've seen how aggressive Rob was when he held off that 3rd position off of Milton in the first race of the 130R. Can he do it again to Cripps? Although Cripps is trying to find a way through. He's got him on the inside of Dunlop. Lovely camera angle there towards Dunlop. They're still side by side, and Cripps gets it done. Nice pass to Callum up into 3rd position and picking up on the podium. And I thought Rob had a moment there going into the gravel in the middle of the Degner complex, but no, he goes on to that 4th position. And just further behind, you can see there Corkery's caught up to the back. He's caught up to the back of Adams too, but also too is Clifford, and there you can see Ben Milton. Now, with Clifford and Corkery side by side, it's going to allow Ben to catch up. The gap is less than about 5 seconds, though. But the problem is there's only 3 laps left in this race. Corkery still holding on to that 5th place ahead of a hard charging Clifford, who goes have a look onto the inside at the 130R, still side by side going in towards it. Clifford going left and right or whatever, which way, and nearly there was some contact through there as the leader Sean Coole's into the pits. Sean Coole's into the pit lane. He'll probably have to change the soft tyres, isn't he? I think he was losing a bit of ground maybe. Does he come out just ahead of McEwen? He does. So now it's a 2-lap shootout, and the gap 2.6 seconds. We've seen this before from Sean. We did see this before. Don't forget what happened at the Nürburgring, the 2nd race. Only he narrowly missed out to Adam Piper by about 8/10 of a second. That got Adam the win. So the gap now is 2, and it's coming down now 2 seconds. So we've seen this before. Now, will it work this time? Liam is on worn softs and Sean's got the fresher softs, and he is absolutely catching them in a hurry. What's the gap now from Milton to Corkery now? 2.5 seconds now. What's Corkery's tyres are looking? Oh, he's actually on the hards. Corkery's on the hard tyres. And Clifford has pulled away, and he must be on a bit of worn softs and all, and he possibly would be. Rob also on the hard tyres, and he's going to get under some threat from Clifford in that Pennzoil Nissan. But let's have a look back up front to the leader, and already Sean Coole is right there. Less than a quarter of a second then as we're into the spoon curve for the penultimate time. Liam's got to defend the race of his life if he can get his 2nd win of the season. And here he goes. Coole goes to the outside. Nissan versus Nissan going into the 130R side by side. This is going to be absolutely entertaining here. Can Sean get the job done going into it? No, he doesn't. Liam gets it fully sideways. Goodness me, absolutely fully committed. That was Liam McEwen. He's going to have to make redemption from that first race when the wheel disconnected from him, but he's got 1 lap to hold off Sean Coole on those fresh set of softs. Liam's tyres are looking very worse for wear, and he is flashing a bit red. He pitted in on lap 3. Sean trying to, try and fake a move, but I think Liam is too experience to do that sort of mistake, and indeed he does. Now then into the Snake Complex. Showler's not too happy with something. What has happened to Oh, Showler's off. Showler's out the race, unfortunately. So I don't know what happened to Rob. Yeah, and yeah, Rob is actually gone. I'm not too happy. But anyway, oh my goodness me, so close racing here. So here we go, then Fruit Dunlop then for the last time. These two have already got a win to their name. So the stat of 7 different drivers winning 7 races is going to an end here tonight, because one of these drivers are going to get they're going to get a second win of the season. But who is it going to be? Is it McEwen? Is it Sean Cool? We're about to find out in about roughly 45 seconds time. And also Cripps is there too. He's within touching distance, they're less than 2 seconds away. As my voice is nearly beginning to go. Battle going on for 4th place between Luke to Rob. And what's the gap between Corkery to Ben? Less than a second as well. It's battles everywhere you look. But for the last lap of this race, the penultimate round of the championship, McEwen still holds off. He's got the backstretch to go. Again, goes defensive. Sean trying to hold it. He's all over the back of him. Look at him. Literally touching, kissing the back of that GTR. In towards the 130R for the last time. Can he do it? Little bit backs off. Is he going to go for a last lap lunge here at the Casillo Triangle? That's probably too far big of a gap to hold on, but he closes up ever so much on the back of Liam. Is he going to get the speed off the corner? No, he does not. And Liam McEwen will be the first 2-time winner. Oh, is he? Oh, he bumped him. Oh my goodness me. Did he? I don't know. Was he? I don't think it was. He out of fuel? He was. He was out of fuel at the end. And Sean bumped him for the finish. Unbelievable. Liam was out of fuel. I don't know if he was going to try and move out of the way of Sean Cool, but he tried to move out of the way. Sean bumped him and it pushed him across the line to take his second win of the season. Unbelievable. But Ben only missing out there by 71 thousandths of a second over Corkery. I think I'll be too late seeing the replay, will I? Yeah, indeed I will. So there you go. Sean Cool will finish second. So that's only 22 points. Ben Cool, that's 10 points. The gap will be 9 points going into the finale at the end there at Bathurst. But what a finish that was there. McEwen just winning that race, but he was out of fuel coming across the start-finish line, and Sean helped him across to get his second win of the season. And Rob held on to that 4th place, only just ahead of Luke Clifford. And again, Corkery, I think it was Corkery. Corkery was just on fuel too. And my oh my, what a race that was there. Piper ends up finishing 10th. But goodness me, what a finish to that was there. McEwen out of fuel. And ends up winning the race and becomes the first 2-time winner of the championship. And that's redemption from the first race, from what he did from the wheel disconnection. I'll give you a race results anyways. So Liam won with a bit of help from Sean, even though he was out of fuel. Cripps came in a hurry there, just over a second behind Sean. Rob Adams held on to that 4th place. Luke Clifford in 5th. Ben Milton will finish in 7th behind Corkery. Then it was Lewis Edwards in 8th. 9th was Alex Austin. Adam Piper was 10th. Parasi Fracas in 11th. Brian Ross in 12th. John Riley and Mark Thompson in 14th. And Showler retired from that second race after, I don't know what happened to him, unfortunately. But my oh my, some incredible racing there. Liam messaging there saying 8-lap old tyres versus 2-lap old tyres. Don't know how I did that. Well, you had a bit of help. You had a bit of help across the line from Sean. You had to thank him for that. But yeah, absolutely some incredible racing. So unprovisionally, by my calculations, Sean Cool will have a 9-point lead over Ben Milden as we head to the finale at Bathurst, as Ben has ended the game. So I think, by my reckoning, that's the end of me as well. Thank you for watching. Give this race a thumbs up as well. Be highly appreciated. That was some exciting racing. There will be some live action again on Friday with the start of the touring cars. Be exciting for that. And also we've got some more live action with the V8 supercars, which I think Liam knew was going to be commentating. So you know, give him some love and praise for that. And until then, we will see you in a couple of days for the first round of the BTCC Championship at the Red Bull Short Ring. So until then, see you later.